What's up, board game people? It's the end of the week and time again to catch up on some news. Big name campaigns have been launching, with more to come. Projects are teetering on the edge of delivery, and we even have some news from big names in the board game and crowdfunding community. I don't get any money from game companies for making my videos. I make them so we all stay up to date on game and hobby related subjects. If I get something wrong or you disagree with anything, let's talk in the comments. First up, let's take a quick run through the campaigns that are live on crowdfunding now. Nanolith is in its final hours. The cyberpunk Final Fantasy inspired RPG in a box has absolutely smashed all of its stretch goals and is coasting in for a landing. Congrats to the Nanolith team. Sea of Legends Vengeance of the Empires is 4 days left at the time of filming. It's just pulled in under $250,000 and is nearing its next stretch goal to include 5 more legendary crew members. Rivet War's super short campaign is quickly coming to a close, sitting at just above $250,000 they've funded and are working their way through daily reveals that have added 8 new cards and 2 plugs to the game. Remember that this is your only chance to get the Kickstarter exclusive Neoman faction if you want it. Robomon on Gamefound has just 5 days left in its project. It's reached almost $175,000 in funding and unlocked all 13 visible stretch goals. We'll have to wait and see if any more remain. Kinfire Chronicles is getting ready to enter their last week of the project, with just over $220,000 in funding. They've unlocked several side quests, and now the focus seems to be turning to quality upgrades and extra cards. Forsaken is funded and marching on, sitting at around $270,000 and slowly unlocking funding stretch goals. But social goals and daily reveals are keeping the project moving and exciting. Merchant's Cove Mastercraft is just past $400,000 in funding, with a little over 2 weeks left to go. They've unlocked 20 stretch goals so far with no end in sight. The value here just keeps getting better and better. Finally, Atlas Lost, Rise of the New Sovereigns is sitting at just above $100,000 in funding, with quite a few stretch goals unlocked and just over 3 weeks remaining in the campaign. You can see the campaign guides for many of these games linked in the video description. This week we have Dune War for Arrakis launching on the 14th on Kickstarter, Kingdom Come Deliverance launching on Gamefound on the 12th, Horizon First Contact launches on September 13th on Kickstarter. Now on with the news for the week. Temple of Horrors will be taking a second run at funding over on Gamefound soon. They've released a 2.0 preview of the campaign. Miniatures have been stripped from the core box and made into an add-on. A dice version of combat is available in addition to the cube shuffleboard combat that they had before, and the campaign is beginning with all stretch goals unlocked. Stone Saga from OOMM Games is officially set to launch in the 4th quarter of 2022. The project pre-launch page is now up and ready for those wishing to follow the project. The game will be featuring generational storytelling, cooperative survival, crafting and building, exploration and discovery, and persistence with drop-in, drop-out gameplay. The Pledge Manager from Malhya has launched over on Gamefound. There are no big surprises in the Pledge Manager, with only a few add-ons being offered for this campaign. Should be quick and simple to fill out. The first copies of Lobotomy 2 are rolling off their production line as we speak. Finish your Pledge Managers now to receive your game in the first shipping batch. There will also be an option to pick up your copy at Essen if you're so lucky as to be going. Titanforge has posted their official unboxing video for everyone to hold us over until the game is in our hands. The Pledge Manager for Uprising Titans of the First Age is officially open, and they've had one more surprise up their sleeve. They created new faction trays as an add-on in the Pledge Manager. These are purely functional and have no impact on gameplay, but they do look quite handy. The game is still set to ship next April. Batman Gotham City Chronicles is back with a quick update on the board game and RPG progress. The sculpt for the Metal Robins is complete. They finished revising the English and French rules. The Gotham City in Flames and a New Eden adventures are in their final testing, and the solo and co-op rules have been finalized in English so far. As for the RPG, the core book is being proofed, the final unlocked adventures are being translated into English, the guide to Gotham City is in writing and validation, and they're working on cards as an add-on for abilities. Gamefound is shaking up the crowdfunding world again, this time with a new feature called Stable Pledge. Stable Pledge will be an opt-in feature that creators can choose to participate in that's a guarantee from the creators that if the cost of the pledge, shipping included, rises more than 10% after the end of the campaign, that they'll provide a full refund for any backer requesting one for a 2-week period. The update goes on to discuss many other features and changes coming to the platform over the next few months, with more to come after. The other big news I saw was the ability for creators to launch pledge managers or late pledges without having to charge shipping. This is a feature that's been needed for quite some time, and it's about time they finally implemented it. In some non-crowdfunding related news, Board Game Geek is finally settled on a solution to keep the geek market alive in a sense. The new geek market looks and behaves much like the old one, but leaves more of the communication on the buyer and seller. Sadly, they've also removed the feedback system in favor of a number representing completed sales. Hopefully they'll bring back feedback in some form or another in the future, but for now I'm just happy to see the geek market is still there to shop on to find rare deals and rare games. Burncycle has tried to launch their pledge manager again and again. This time they believe they'll have it ready to empty your wallet sometime next week. We'll keep an eye out and keep a tight grip on our money. Sleeping Gods Distant Skies will be holding an in-person testing event in Utah. If you happen to be in the area and are interested and want to help out, check the update for details. The pledge manager will be open September 12th on Gamefound. The second draft of the storybook is complete, as well as the writing for the rulebook and comic book. Design work on bosses, enemy cards, and wandering encounters and adventure cards is also done. Now it's on to testing everything. The next few months we'll be polishing the game and finishing the artwork. The pledge manager for Return to Dark Tower reprint and expansion will be launching next week on Backerkit. You should be getting your survey through email. Dice Throne's Santa vs. Krampus is still on schedule. They've decided to delay the closing of the PM until the end of September, giving everyone a little more time to lock in rewards and addresses. Skyrise will be locking down their pledge manager on November 8th. They're closing in on a functional and good-looking insert design, and they'll be sharing that soon. Proofs for the prints are being edited and resubmitted. 3D files are continuing to be edited to get them ready for production. And they're showing off the metal key and coin that were Kickstarter exclusives. The campaign for Ivion Season 2 ended in spectacular fashion with all the stretch goals unlocked. A huge congrats to the Ivion team. We look forward to playing all the new heroes. Chronicles of Drumnagor has given us an update on shipping status. Everything is inching closer to delivery in all parts of the world, but there was a small hiccup in the UK that should be resolved now. In the US, packages are on their way to fulfillment warehouses to be packed and shipped in the next few weeks. Next week's update will include an update for language version backers. Production of Frosthaven has been completed. The first games will hit the water soon. The first ships are due to leave China on September 19th, with more containers leaving every week. We've gotten a short peep of an update from the Euthia Resurrected campaign. In the update, they're sharing some of the monsters from the monster pack that was unlocked during the campaign. We got a look at the bat and the gargoyle. For Dungeons of Doria, there are still some payments outstanding. If yours hasn't gone through, you best get on that. The pledge manager is being held back until shipping charges are examined. If you had the add-on for your name in the credits, you should be getting an email to verify the spelling and everything soon. For the Create a Scenario add-on, they had 5 backers at that level. They're looking at possibly adding a few more scenarios if time allows. Prototype backers should be getting an email to collect your address, so be on the lookout. Dawn of Madness has dropped a small progress update. Game testing is ongoing with tweaks to rules and balancing happening. The biggest tweaks have been to game length, difficulty, and the Wanderer's actions and abilities. Catherine's endings are being worked on, and writing is happening for Claude and Linus. They're also showing off the completed miniatures boxes. The rest of the update details changes to playing with fewer than 4 characters and their adventures at Gen Con. In retail news, we have a few releases and a preview from Fantasy Flight. First up, Fantasy Flight is showing off the Marvel Champions Storm Hero Pack. The Storm Hero Pack brings another super powerful X-Man to the game. With her, she brings Mirage and Pixie as backup. Her pack also includes the Shadow King for a little extra challenge. You can find full details in the article linked below. Retail releases for this week are all from Marvel Crisis Protocol. This week we're getting Nick Fury Sr. and the Howling Commandos, Baron Strucker and Arnim Zola, and Captain America and the original Human Torch. Just announced for pre-order, we have Red Skull and the Hydra Troopers. So that's it, folks. Another week in the news. Way too many pledge managers are opening in the coming weeks, and so many exciting projects are hitting crowdfunding. I'll be covering everything I can, and if I'm missing something, be sure and let me know. If you haven't already, please make sure you click on that like and subscribe button and help our little channel grow. We'd love to have you join our community of gamers. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, join our Discord linked in the video description. Thanks to everyone watching and commenting. We'll be back next week with more campaign coverage and our month in review video. Have a good one and play something fun tonight.